What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Nasty loss from the boys tonight by losing to the Indiana Pacers 137 to 104. The captain, 40 points, 8 assists. The big cat, 22 points, 14 rebounds. The reality is that, man, we got caught slipping tonight. We got caught slipping, sleepwalking into a game. Listen, man, you can't listen, man. You got to take everybody serious in this league. Everybody. You got to be locked in defensively because you'll lose. You'll lose to anybody. It doesn't matter. Look, heads, Detroit lost to the Wizards right before they played us, right? You got to come in ready to go every night, man. You can't be coming in. The defense was disgusting tonight. Look how many points they gave up. I don't know, it's overtime, but still, they shot over 40% against us. They shot 50% from the field. Guys, okay, let's go back. They shot 40% from three, and they shot 52% from the field. Right? So offensive, they was getting whatever they want. We were sleepwalking tonight, man. Sleepwalking. Discroval, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight, man. Nasty loss to them boys, 137 to 134. The big cat, another double tonight, 22 points, 14 rebounds. Gravity. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Tony. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Big Task. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Nasty loss, man. Nasty loss. But this is what happens in this league, man. You coming in not ready to go, sleepwalking. This is what happens. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. And here's the thing. They ain't like they got smoked, but they couldn't shake these guys. They would get up by 7, and these dudes will come right back. Like, that's how the league is, man. It's too many nice dudes in the league. Like, this one kid, I guess he's got a 2-way contract. He's a G League guy. I don't know what his name is. Jackson. Yeah, Jackson, number 29, right? He had 19 tonight, 4 for 6 from 3. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to tell you. The league is no joke, man. So you got to come ready to go, man. You got to come ready to play. You can't be out here messing around. You got to be locked in, man. You got to be locked in. And they were sleepwalking tonight. Sleepwalking. And this is what happens when you come into the league sleepwalking. It's just like football. Any given Sunday, right? Anybody can lose. I don't care what your record is. Anybody can lose. I'm not a Jets guy. I know the Jets stink. But the Jets can beat the Bills on a Sunday. They can. If you don't come in there locked in, ready to go, you'll lose. You'll lose. Who just won a Super Bowl? The Seahawks? The Browns will beat the Seahawks on a Sunday. You got to come ready to go. That's just what it is. This G League kid came in and dropped 19 on y'all. That's what I'm saying. You're playing around, sleepwalking, thinking you can coast to a victory because these guys stink. They don't go like that in this league, man. It doesn't go like that. Perfect example, the Wizards beat Detroit. Dudes out there fighting with Detroit. You see what happened last night. I'm going to touch on that too. When beef stewing on them, they lost to them dudes. They lost. You see what I'm saying? So that's how this league is, man. So you got to come ready to go, man. I thought the Knicks were sleepwalking tonight. Thought they were sleepwalking. And let this team start getting hot, and they started feeling themselves knocking down jumpers and knocking down threes. Before you know it, you're in a dogfight. You're in a dogfight going into the fourth. But I'm going to tell you where we lost the game at. I'm going to tell you where we lost the game at. We lost this game in overtime. And the reason why we lost in overtime, I thought Brunson, the end of the game, I thought was terrible for him. Terrible from Brunson. He's trying to go 1-on-4. Like, he's going 1-4 flat every play. They're not even running the offense. And here's the thing. Bridges had it going in the fourth. He started cooking in the fourth. He started knocking down shots. Even Mike Breen said Bridges got the hot hand. You got to identify that. Like, I get it. You the man, you clutch guy, whatever. You can't let your ego get you to where you just want to go now. You don't need to go. Your man is cooking. Give him the rock. Let him start. You know what I'm saying? It's just the team stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't passing. He going nut. And then overtime, they running 1-4 flat. They easy to guard. He telling everybody to drop down. He's trying to go 1-on-1. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? They coming down there running their offense. Disgrover said he got iced out. Disgrover, you know what? I'm glad you said that. But why is he getting iced out, Disgrover? He's supposed to be the captain. He's supposed to be identified. Why is he icing his man out? Look at Vibes. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live. Yo, you said Brunson ain't passing nothing. That's the problem, Vibes. He ain't got to go nut. We look, my man, we get it. We know how good you are. We know you clutch player, blah, blah, blah. We get it. But your man got to go, and we're trying to win this game. We got another game tomorrow night. Let's get a win out of here, and let's pack him up. We don't need you to try to, he was going nut. Insane. He didn't have to do that. They coming down running their offense. He trying to be a superhero. My man, we don't need you to, homeboy, we don't need you to do that. Run the offense. That's where they lost the game. I came down. I said, yo, what are they running? I said, what are they running? I said, they won 1-1-4 flat. Why are you running that now? It's 5 minutes left in the overtime. We don't got to run that now. Run the offense. And here's the thing. That foul at the end on Towns, that's not on Towns. That's Brunson's fault. Brunson got to wait for Towns to set the screen before he goes. That's how that goes. When you come up, I was always taught, if he gets a pick on that, that's your fault as the guard. My coach always told me that. And I asked him, why is that my fault? He told me, he said, because you got to wait for him to get there. Once he's set, now you make your move. You don't go and have him run into the guy because that's going to be a foul automatic. Because what is the defender doing? The defender's following you. So if you don't allow Towns to get set that screen for you and you just going, now it's like that's Towns' fault. It's not Towns' fault. That's not Towns' fault. Yes, Towns makes boneheaded plays sometimes. I get it. But that's not his fault. That's on Brunson. Brunson got to wait for that screen to be set. He's got to wait. He's got to be patient with that. But I thought he kind of had a terrible close to the game. And listen, Brunson's great, man. We know how great he is knocking down shots and all that other stuff, but I thought that was big tonight because I thought Bridges started cooking in that fourth. He started knocking down those full fadeaways. He started hitting back-to-back shots. I said, okay, he looked like he warming up. I said, so yeah, we got to start kind of featuring him now, kind of have him coming off baseline, screens, whatever, run some sets, do whatever, and let's kind of, get him going because it looks like, we could seal a deal with him. They were giving us, the Pacers stink. They were giving us every opportunity to win the game, but he coming down just going for self. I'm like, yo, what are you doing, Brunson? What are you doing? What are you doing? We don't have to do that right now, my man. Run the offense. He telling everybody, come down, go to set a screen for him so he could just go do him. Now you easy to guard. Now you easy to guard. Now you acting like Tibbs. Now they know what you're doing, so they doubling up everything and you forcing up shots. You don't got to. Then you're over dribbling. The play clock done went down to 6 seconds because you over dribbling trying to get yours when you could be running the offense. And I told you guys, I told you guys, there were reports that was out there. There were reports out there that he was a big part of this meeting over there too. People were complaining about him, that he's not passing the rock. And a lot of people feel like, yo, I could shoot the ball too. I can get shots too. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it was OG. I'm not saying it was him, but I'm not saying it was not him. The dude was just complaining that, you know what I'm saying, he kind of be going nut. You know what I mean? He don't be passing a rock. And you saw that today. You saw that today at the end towards the game. And I think that was a major part as to why they lost tonight. I thought he tried to play too much hero ball in the end of the game. And you don't have to. Guys were shooting well. Shamet was shooting the ball well. Josh actually shot the ball well. He actually had a triple-double tonight. And I thought Mikal had it going. I thought Towns was solid. So it's just certain things that you could do. And then also, too, the other dynamic, too, is this. And now I got to switch the blame also, too, to the coach as well. Towns had a mismatch in the post all night. Whoever that kid was, number 11, what was his name? Potter. Towns was cooking him in the post. If you see that, why not go after that and attack that? Because Towns was taking advantage of him. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to kind of, because a couple of times he made some moves. I said, yo, Towns, like, he can get busy with this guy in the post. And you tell Towns, okay, we don't need you doing a big Ewing steps from the top of the key. Yo, set a screen for Towns, get him down there in that post on that dude. And Towns, what Towns does really well too is he passes really well out the post. He made a couple of passes to Bridges out of the post, cutting and stuff like that. What I'm saying is this: you don't totally throw out your offense, but maybe you got to make adjustments to switch some things around when you see mismatches of happening and you see your best players have an opportunity to do it. With Towns on that kid, Potter, number 11, and Bridges kind of had it going. Like, that's what you know what I mean? And I thought Josh Hart had a solid night shooting too. He was penetrating, he was hitting, you know what I mean? So look for that. We don't need Brunson to be a hero. We don't need that tonight. It's unnecessary. We're on a back-to-back. So my thing is use everybody. And I didn't see that happening. You know, and so now I have to kind of look at the coach like, yo, man, like, yo, Towns had it going. Why not do that? I don't know if I don't know if him and Towns are clicking. I think they're just dealing with it, but I don't know if they're clicking really like that. I don't know if he really rock vibes with Towns like that. I don't think so. Because he's not really trying to feature him. He's not trying to run anything for Towns. Nothing. And this guy's an all-star. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even trying to feature him at all. And I thought he had a mismatch there, and that's where you got to take advantage of that. My thing is this, guys. I don't care who it is. This is a team thing. If I see Mikal's got a mismatch, let's take advantage of that. If I see Josh has got a mismatch, let's take advantage of that. If I see Deuce has a mismatch, let's take advantage of that. Like, that's part of basketball. That's part of your team. You gotta identify what the mismatches are and drill it until they come to stop it. Once they stop it, now you figure out a counter after that. It's simple hoops. It's not hard. Yeah, you run your offense, but if you see there's a chink in the armor on the defense, you say, oh, we're going to attack that. We're going to attack that right now. And if they're not going to switch out of it, we're going to continue to feed that until they stop. Whoever the mismatch is. But if you go away from the mismatch because you're just trying to run your offense, that's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, you that's the point of running offense. You try to find mismatches. That's the key. And once you see that, I'm taking advantage of that. It's the same thing with football. If I realize this defensive lineman on the side is weak, I'm going to run dive on that side 24/7 until they stop it. Until they make a change and they drop the safety down because we're killing them running. Now I'm going to play action. I'm going to throw a pass right over the top of their head because I'm taking advantage of that mismatch. It's the same thing in hoops. It's no different. It's no different. Let's not reinvent the wheel. And I think that they kind of get away from it and kind of get so enamored by Brunson that they're just, yo, man, like, yo, come on, man. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, easy, but I'm trying to develop a team here. I'm not trying to develop just a guy just trying to be the hero. And I thought that hurt us tonight, that hero ball stuff. Okay, I see everybody in here chirping it up, man. Listen, I appreciate y'all coming through rocking with me tonight, man. Listen, tough loss for them boys. Tough loss for them boys. We'll be fine, though. Hey, time passes by, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Eddie Kofi. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Eric Green. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live. Tough loss to them boys. Tough loss. I'm sure these guys are getting ready, man. They ready for this All-Star break. You know what I mean? So, you know, let's try to get a win tomorrow night. Philly's going to be tough. But I think they could definitely do it. Hopefully, they'll wake up. They'll get Mitch back, which will be good. We really miss Deuce. We really miss OG. Those offensive punch guys, like, you know, guys that can produce offensively. I think we missed them. And can defensively can get stops. Mitch as well. So 3 of our kind of solid defensive players are out. So, yeah. Eric Green says, agreed, man. Brunson took too many shots in the fourth. Bridges was hot. Makes no sense. Yeah, man. But see, Eric Green, here's my issue with that. I'm glad you said that. You're supposed to be the captain, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. You're the leader, man. You're the leader. You gotta be able to identify that. You got to. And what I saw tonight is I saw a guy that be reading his clippings. He be reading his clippings like, yeah, I'm the guy. I got to shoot all the time. Yo, my man, that's not part of being the guy. You got to be able to identify who's got it going. Your man got it going. Yo, I'm feeding him. I don't care what the coach saying. I'll come down. I'm the man. I'm running the show. I'm the captain. We running this. Yo, we running boom, boom, boom. Yo, set a pick. Yo, let's get a mismatch here. Mikel, come off. Boom. Hitting him. Bam, bam, bam. Until they stop it. Yo, he cooking. Let's go. We going through him. Let's make this simple. Let's not drive and kick. Let's try to win this game. Let's get out of here and pack it up. We got to go to Philly tomorrow. Let's get a win. He got it going. Let's get a win. It's simple. The game is simple, man. It's joining it hard. I don't care what these guys try to make it seem like watching the game and how hard it is. I'm telling you guys right now, it's super simple. Super simple. It ain't hard. You just got to do that. But if you go 1-4 flat with NBA guys in this art, it's easy to defend. It's not hard for them to defend you, man. It's not. Eddie Kofi says the injury management of Mitch must stop. We need another center who will be available every night. Yeah, Porter ain't got it, man. Right? It looked like he's got lead in his feet. He can't jump. He can't jump. Like he got lead in his feet, man. Look at Vibe says, and this is why they had the team meeting. Brunson back to doing the same stuff. Yeah, man. He going nuts, man. He going nuts, but I don't think nobody gonna say nothing to him. I don't think nobody gonna say nothing to him. They're gonna let him do what he want, man. Guys, listen up. This is just the truth. They got certain guys in that locker room that aren't A+ personalities. You know what I'm saying? They got kind of like a bunch of dudes that's gonna kind of should be chill. They're not gonna bring anybody in that's gonna challenge Brunson. They're not gonna do that. They're not like a guy like. All right, I'm just gonna throw some random guy out there who I know would kind of say something to Brunson, who's got the juice to say something to him, and he's got the trophy case to say. Like if you had Draymond in there, Draymond be barking at him. Draymond be like, "Yo, my man, you icing people out." He would be screaming on him, and he got the juice to do it because he's won championships. So they would never bring a guy in like that. Never bring a guy in like that. Because I don't know if anybody's really going to say anything to him. You know what I'm saying? They're going to let him just do him. And sometimes you got to reel him in because you see how he is. He puts his head down and just be going. That's why I tell you, him and Luka are like the same player because Luka was doing that in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was kind of like just doing whatever he wanted. Not really playing defense, always want to shoot. Sometimes he passed, sometimes he don't, taking bad shots, looking at the ref for the calls. And you know what I'm saying? He was like Towns, but on steroids in Dallas. And I think that's a big part why they shipped him off because they couldn't control him. He was kind of out of control. He got too big for Dallas. And I think that's what happened. There was reports out there they just couldn't control him, like the medical staff. He would do whatever he wanted to do. Like, you know what I mean? Just that's why he was talking about his weight and stuff. It was just certain things that he was doing they couldn't control. And then defensively, he wouldn't play defense. He would just be coming down chucking. You know what I mean? Brunson get all that from him, man. All that. His game is totally Luka's. You could see it. They got the same game. And you see Luka doesn't play fast. He's got that slow-mo game like Brunson. They do the same stuff. And so you see a lot of Luka and Brunson. You can see he brought all that, and that's what he is. He don't play defense. He was not boxing out tonight. You know what I'm saying? So once again, now you see the stat line. He got a 40-piece, right? He clutch and all that other stuff. But you see all the other intangibles sometimes that he be doing, and you like, yo, man, come on. You got to be a better captain than that. Like, you got to, if you see him, you know what I mean? And no one says anything. No one won't say nothing to him. The only person that says something to him is his pops. The only reason his pops got a job is because he over there on the bench. His pops wouldn't be over there right now if it wasn't for Brunson. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. When his pops be on the bench right now, his pops is the only one back. Maybe Mo Cheeks and those dudes are back, but everyone else is gone from Tip's staff. The only one that's back is his pops. Why is his pops back? He started playing, man. That's his pops. So right. So I'm just saying. So this is easy to figure out, right? So he runs all that. So he kind of has the freedom to do what he wants, which is cool because he's the man and everything like that. But that whole we versus me stuff, yeah, that's for everybody, not for him. You know what I'm saying? And so you see stuff like this tonight, you're like, yo, come on, man. Come on, dogs. Like, you ain't just got to be nothing like that. Like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, yo, but who gonna say something? I do what I want. It's my team. That's kind of like the attitude I get. Yo, Lionel Modus, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Tough loss for them boys. Tough loss, man. Tough loss. Tough loss. Can't sleepwalk in the sleep, man. You'll lose, man. You'll lose. Perfect example. You see Charlotte, right? Charlotte come making a turn, right? So much better they're playing. It don't matter, man. Everybody's got nice dudes on their league. I don't care what team stinks. The guy on their team who's at the end of the bench will come to your church league and give you 50. These dudes are nice. Nice. I didn't see dudes. Who was it? I forget the kid's name. He went to Maryland. No. He didn't go to Maryland. He went to UNC. You guys remember this kid? He went to UNC. He was number 40. His name was Joe Forte. Do you guys remember that kid? Let me know if you guys remember. If anybody watched college basketball, remember this kid. He had kind of like a little blowout, kind of like a little afro type thing, but his name was Joe Forte. He was nice in college, but he didn't really pan out in the league, right? I seen him come down. Where did I see him? I seen him in the city. Like I seen him come down. I forget where I saw him at because it was like some tournament. But anyway, he came down. He was killing dudes, and these dudes are nice. These guys can play ball. But he was killing these cats, killing them. He can't make it in the league, but he was killing these dudes, killing these dudes. Then I remember last summer I saw Bones Halen come out to Brooklyn, playing the Brooklyn Pro-Am League with Lance Stevenson. I seen Bones Halen come out there. And Bones was killing dudes. You understand? Killing these guys. And these guys are good ball players, but he was destroying these dudes. And Bones can't even get off the bench wherever he's at right now. This is how good these guys are. I mean, these guys are so good, man. And so you cannot take these dudes lightly. I don't care if they got no names. They just some regular dude coming from the G League. These dudes will give you 30, man, if you ain't paying attention. And that's what happened tonight, man. That's what happened tonight. James Davis, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, James Davis. It's my first time seeing you, man, coming through rocking with me and my crew tonight. Tough loss for them boys, man. Tough loss for them boys. You know what I'm saying? Tough loss. Tony says, man, get this entire Nova Knicks out of here, man. We will not win with them. It's obvious. I mean, I'm not going to say that, Tony, man, but I understand what you're saying. So it's a lot of nepotism there, man. A lot of nepotism. That's why they did the 5 picks for Mikal, man. That was to bring that whole thing over here. And a lot of people was mad about it. And a lot of people was pissed. But that's for Brunson, man. Josh is only here because of Brunson. That's it. Come on, man. Josh was a journeyman before he came in. And I'm not saying he's not a good ball player. He is. But he ain't their first choice. You know what I'm saying? It's just because of him and Brunson. That's his man. They made the move to get Dante here because of Brunson. That's his man. They gave up 5 picks for Mikal. Why? Because of Brunson. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is real talk. This is not much. I'm just saying. So this is his team. So they're going to allow him to do nonsense like he did tonight just because. And I get it. Cool. But that ain't small basketball like what happened at the end of the game like that. But sometimes he can get like that. He was doing stuff like this last year. You know what I mean? And a lot of people felt he wasn't really passing the ball to Towns. You know what I mean? That pick and roll game, like with him and Towns, should be rocking. How Murray and Joker are, it should be rocking with him and Towns, but it's not. You know why? Because of him. He's the point of attack guy. He's the guy at the top of the key. He gets to rock. He's the one that dishes. He's the one that sets the tone. He's got to be running that with Towns. But if he ain't looking for Towns on the pick and roll, there's thousands of times I've seen Towns on the pick and roll looking right here open. Brunson go a totally opposite way. Don't even go for Towns. He's just looking to shoot or swinging the ball over there, swinging the ball someplace else, and Towns is wide open. It's all NBA guy right here. He got you wide open. That's the first thing you will go to, and he don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain things I kind of see sometimes with him, and I'm just like, yo, man, like that ain't cool. That's kind of selfish, Brunson. It's kind of selfish basketball, and I saw that tonight. James Davis said, absolutely no ball movement. That's what I'm saying. But that goes to him, man. That goes to him. They run that 1-4 flat in overtime. I don't know what they was thinking and why they decided to do that. Lionel Moses. But will the Knicks ever win it with Brunson being Brunson? Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Look at Vibes. This is Brunson. Yo, man. Yeah, man. Latimer's not a homecoming for Alvarado tonight. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, Alvarado, he is what he is. You know what I'm saying? He's an energy guy. He's going to come off. He's going to give really good minutes. I thought his minutes were decent tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting that guy to come in and drop 25. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was okay. Thought he was okay. You know? Thought he was all right. You know, it was what you expect from him. I don't expect him to come in here and drop 15, 10. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see what's going on here in the chat. Look at Vibes says I'm definitely pissed with this team. Vibes gonna be all right, Vibes. We good still, Vibes. We still good, but we gonna be all right. It was tonight. Tonight kind of I thought Brunson played a big part as to why we lost tonight. I thought he did. I thought his selfishness kind of bit us in the end here because we could have beat these dudes, man. They ain't have it. You know, even with their great offensive shooting, I felt we still should have won this game. Tony says no excuses for the loss tonight, man. I don't care if Brunson took 59 shots. The bench was god awful, and it's a big reason why we lost. Listen, that's a great point, Tony. That's a great point. That's a great point. The bench wasn't solid at all. Solid at all. Clarkson only had 4 points. You know, Clarkson's going through some stuff right now too, man. Alvarado had 4 points. Yeah, Diawara only had 3 points. Yeah, man. Listen, Tony, you're right, man. I think Clarkson's going through some things, man. I saw some stuff. Did you guys see he's kind of going back and forth on Twitter? I saw a couple of things. But he made a statement too. He made a statement. I think it was on Twitter or someplace. I saw it, man, and he was just basically saying like, let me see something. He said some things that I thought was kind of pressing. I thought. Let me see. He says Clarkson said some things that were kind of pressing, man. That I thought was kind of ill. Because he keeps going back and forth with somebody on Twitter. I saw it and I'm like, yo, what? He was kind of saying some stuff. I'm trying to find it. That's why you guys see I'm kind of quiet here. I'm trying to see if I find it. But he was saying some stuff just about how, like, you know, I'm going to paraphrase it, man, but I'm trying to see. Okay, I think this is it. Because Steph Bondi wrote a piece, and Clarkson was basically talking about like how he told the post that it's a whole new process with the Knicks role. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a whole new process for him. And this is a couple of days ago. And you know, because you know he's known as being like a microwave player coming off the bench. Like that's why he was brought here, to come off the bench and provide offense. That's because we didn't really have that last year. Now Deuce is becoming better, but you gotta know who Clarkson is. Like he's not really meant to be kind of coming in here trying to run the offense or trying to play defense or what. He's mainly coming here and score. But he's not really being used like that. Like even when he was coming out and he played well in the NBA Cup, right? He was knocking down shots and stuff like that. He was being Clarkson. He was being used properly. But you see, after that 9-11 streak, you know, I guess Brown took him out the lineup because of his defense. But the ill thing is that he's never been who he is in this league because of his defense. Right? So you got to try to find a role for him because he's a really good scorer. But see, I'm trying to find it here, guys. I can't find it. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm paraphrasing. So please don't destroy me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm paraphrasing. David Smith, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live. Clarkson was basically saying, like, like it's a new role. Like, he's never really done this before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what he's done his whole career is basically come off the bench scoring. They want different stuff. And it's something that he has to get kind of acclimated with. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not easy. It's not easy. And I told you guys this before. Remember, I told you guys, remember we talked about how Towns is kind of frustrated, right? Because of your role and all this other stuff. And okay, wait, is this it? Is this it? Let me see if I find it here. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find it, man. You see, I'm just trying to find it for you guys because I really I hate when I can't find stuff. But anyway, he's basically getting into stuff with people on Twitter. Like, he's kind of going back and forth. But the reality of the Jordan Clarkson thing is that he's not here to be a defensive guy. See, he's here to come off the bench and kind of like score points. So my thing is, regardless of whatever he is, you got to figure out how to use him because you're going to need him with points. Like for perfect example tonight, we didn't really get much, like you said, Tony, offensive punch coming off the bench tonight. But that's why that guy's here. That's why you brought him in here to kind of provide that. And it seems like to me, and I could be wrong, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like to me that certain guys like him, like Towns, that are really, really gifted offensively. Mike Brown has kind of tinkered with whatever it is that they do really great and kind of like neutered them in a sense. Neutered them, you know what I mean? To where they can't really use their superpower. And you want them to do something totally different than what they've done their whole career. And that's why you see guys like Towns kind of struggling this year. And you see Clarkson now, he's not even out of the rotation. He's not even playing. And he's too gifted of an offensive player to just not play. Like, you got to kind of figure out where you can use him and figure out to run some sets to get him some shots because that's what he's here to do. So it's your job as a coach to figure out how to make these guys tick, how to make it work. Like, that's your job. And I feel like that's where Mike Brown is dropping the ball here because even with the Yabusele piece, like, he's going over there and he's putting up numbers with Chicago. Now, granted, he's not the player that fits Mike Brown's system, so it's cool. I'll give that a pass. But offensively, Towns and Clarkson should be perfect fit here for this offense. And they just can't get going. And it seemed like earlier Clarkson was doing well, but then he's out the rotation. It's like, you can't have a guy. This guy's like 6 all time coming off the bench scoring. Like, he's one of the best bench scorers ever in the NBA. So you got to figure out, this guy's 33 years old. He's been in the league forever. And this is what he's won. He's won a 6th Man of the Year award. I think he's won it twice. So you got to figure out a way to use him. Towns is all NBA. Like, you got to figure out a way to use these guys. Like, I'm just saying. And so I think that's where, to me, Mike Brown is kind of dropping the ball here with that. Because when you got really, really gifted offensive players like that, they shouldn't be taking a step back, regardless of their limitations, because all these guys have limitations. They should be taking a step forward. And I think, to me, that's where Mike Brown is dropping the ball big time, because I thought this could have been a big game for Clarkson, especially when we had no offensive punch. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this would be coming off the bench. Anthony Robinson, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live tonight. Tough loss for them boys, man. 137-134. The captain, 40 points, 8 assists. Gravity says the bench wasn't benching. Yeah, man. This girl, Clarkson just can't defend anymore. He was better earlier in the season, but his knees are cooked. Yeah, but Disgrover, he's never been known as a defensive player, Disgrover. He's never been known as that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not known as being a defensive stopper. He's known as a guy that can come off the bench and score points. So what I'm saying is you got to figure out where you can use him at to use him to his superpower. That's your job as a coach, to squeeze out every ounce of what these guys are. I told you what, Will Hardy said about Jordan Clarkson, like how he loves him. He said, but Joe, he can kind of go off the rails a bit offensively. So you got to say to him, all right, cool. How can I get you to do what I want you to do and let you do what you want to do too? So how about I let you do 70% of what you want to do and 30% of what the team needs? Like, because he's too gifted of a player to not unlock that, right? And let him, because you're going to need him in certain nights. Hence, we saw it in the NBA Cup game, right? So you got to still figure out how to make that work. But as far as the defensive stuff, Discover, he's never played defense. That's not his game. He's not known for that. He's known for coming off and scoring points. Same thing like Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford ain't known for playing defense. He's known for being a six-man, doing a crossover, step back, and scoring. That's it. But you got to figure out how to make it work with these guys. Like, that's what you have to do as a coach. And I've already screamed from the hilltops, like how I feel he's dropped the ball big time with Towns. I mean, I've been screaming that. And so now you're seeing kind of Clarkson kind of, having these issues. And we could have used him tonight. Big time. Tony says Clarkson is done with the Knicks, man. He don't want to be here, and I don't blame him. And that because that's crazy how they're doing him, though, Tony. This guy's a vet, man. He's had a really good career in this league, and he came here to be that spark plug off the bench offensively. So it's your job as a coach to find out how you can use this guy. Tony says we have Coach Brown. That's problem number one, to let Clarkson go to the Pacers. Oh, yo. If he was to go to the Pacers, man, they would have him getting busy over there. Well, Rick Carlisle's a better coach than Mike Brown. Let's be clear about that. He got a bunch of G Leaguers out there. They running circles around the Knicks. Like that's coaching. Like that, he knows how to use his guys. You know what I'm saying? Just like he coached circles around Tibbs last year. So Rick Carlisle knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's a really, really good coach. So David Smith says, why doesn't Brown ever challenge Cat's fouls, man? He challenges for Brunson and Hart. Cat asks him and he ignores Cat. I'm getting tired of Brown's, but yeah, David, I don't think him and Towns get along, man. I don't think they rocking like that. I could be wrong. LV could be. I don't think he cares too much for Towns. And the reason why I say that is because they're kind of icing Towns out the offense. He doesn't really get like the touches that he should get, especially with a mismatch like we had tonight that I spoke about. So I don't know if him and Towns really see eye to eye. And I think Towns is trying to do things to keep the peace. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's not looking for Towns like at all. Like certain things, I just nah. Yo, Yuri, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through Rock with LV Live, man. Yeah, Yuri, I'll put the link out there. I'm gonna put the link out here. Everybody, I'm gonna be putting the link up. So if you guys want to hop on so I could hear you guys' frustrations about tonight, you can please do so. Please keep it G-rated, please, for me. And also, too, when you guys hop on, please make sure your camera is off because, YouTube will kind of flag my show if not. So, yeah. Please do so when you guys hop on. Anthony Robinson, he said, no. Carl needs to study Kirk. Who's Kirk? Kirk who? Anthony Robinson. Who's Kirk? Who do you mean by Kirk? Please elaborate, sir, because I don't know who Kirk is. Tough loss from Boy Slim, man. Tough loss. Okay.
LV.
Yuri, what's going on, man? It's your world, man. Let's go talk.
Watching the post press conference with the Knicks. Okay, basically, Josh Hart said it. They got out hustled. They got out rebounded. They gave the credit to the Pacers. JB actually took blame. Jalen Brunson took a lot of blame for that town setting the screen, he took blame. So that was very.
He took the blame.
JB took the blame.
Well, okay, hold that thought right there, Yuri. Everybody, big shouts to everybody for Yuri coming on in the chat. I mentioned earlier, Yuri, that's Brunson's fault because he's got to wait for Towns to get there to set the screen. He cannot go right away. That's going to be a foul on a big man every single time. I learned that when I was younger as a ball player. I'm always going to get in trouble as a guard because.
And shout out for Jalen Brunson, as usual, being a captain, taking responsibility, saying, "Hey, that was my fault. I costed us the game." This is a loss you look back on and say, clean up some stuff, watch the film, and get better as a team. LV, I will say one thing, though. I am so sick and tired of Mitchell Robinson injury management bullcrap. I'm so sick and tired of saying that because we didn't need Mitch to win this game tonight, but at the same time, though, God, we look so different with Mitch on the court. I don't know. This loss, I'm not really stressing about this loss, LV. I don't think no one should. Especially now since when you came off of a good streak. But those two losses came off to really bad taste in your mouth. The one to Detroit with the blowout and now the Pacers. I don't know, man. What say you, LV?
No, listen, I agree with you. I think that it's very simple, Yuri, man. Listen, this in this league, anybody can get beaten, man. Just like
any given night. For God's sake, the Pistons lost to the Washington Wizards not that long ago.
Absolutely. So there's a whole bunch of guys in this league that are really, really, really good, man. Really, really good. The ninth guy at the bench is so talented, man. You got to pay attention to him. Who's the guy that was getting busy for them tonight?
Walker.
Jackson. He's a G League guy. He had 19 tonight. 19. Who is that guy?
I had to literally look up the players after the game. It's like, yo, these guys are balling.
Right, but Rick Carlisle, man. Rick Carlisle, man. He's
Rick Carlisle is gonna outcoach you any given night. It don't matter who it is.
Absolutely. So
I accepted that.
He knows how to get these guys going. But I mentioned this in the chat earlier. To me, the loss to me totally falls on Brunson.
I agree.
Like Yuri.
Mikal was hot that whole fourth quarter.
There you go, Yuri. I was just going to say that.
Out purposely.
I was just going to say that, Yuri. Well said. See, we all see the game. You have a guy that's hot. Mikal started cooking. We don't need Brunson to come in there and play hero ball. You don't need to do that. And as a captain, as a floor general, you got the ball in your hand. You got to identify that, and you got to call out plays.
And I'm pretty sure Brunson realizes that too.
Right. You got to call out plays, and then in the overtime. They're running a 1-4 flat, which is basically an ISO for him to shoot it every single time.
I don't like that heat check three he did.
Yeah, like they're not even running the offense, Yuri. So my thing is, but the Pacers are coming down running the offense. Once again, Rick Carlisle coaching circles. Mike Brown's got to call a timeout and have his dad look at him in the face or someone tell Brunson, hey, listen, man, we don't need this right now, man. We need you to run the offense.
And they almost made a run to win the goddamn game.
What that tells you, Yuri, if he would have made that minor adjustment, we win tonight. So once again,
this game falls on two people. It falls on Brunson.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. But it also falls on the whole team tonight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they kind of took this one too easy tonight. They were sleepwalking.
They were sleepwalking. They was like, you know what, screw it, get ready for Philly. We'll take DL. We'll sit Mitch and Noji. I don't like the whole Mitch injury thing. If you're gonna,
that's what the reports out there, Yuri. The reports out there is that it's the medical staff, and you ready, Yuri? Yeah. And it's his agent that are making this decision to sit him because remember, this is a big money year for him. So the agent and the medical staff are involved in making these decisions regarding him. So this ain't even got nothing to do with the team. That is really the playoffs, and also too for him to get paid.
You know what I feel bad for in that situation? People want to talk about Cat, with $55 million. I feel bad for Cat in that situation because Cat's not even a defensive player, and yet he still plays every night.
Yeah, he's not. But see, Yuri, that's the thing, and I'm glad you said that. Yuri, he's not brought here to play defense. That's what he's not brought here to do. You got to know people's superpower. Just like Brunson's not here to play defense. So you got to know what these guys do. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't, he ain't. We know he's not that, but he's still going to be the Hall of Famer just because of his numbers. But that's what he's here to do. So you need an anchor. That's why they did that in Minnesota. Yuri. They brought in Rudy Gobert. You know why? Because Cat needs an anchor
Oh,
defense.
I'm thinking Leon Rose is like, I can't wait to get off of this damn contract.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that's just the type of player he is. As gifted as he is, he's limited in that aspect. So you got to understand that. But what Tibbs wanted to do last year was play him and Towns together because that's where he knew they would be at their best. And there's been moments this year where they've looked really, really good playing together. But to your point, with Mitch not being out there this is really hurting this team in spots, especially with Deuce being down and now with OG dealing with this toe situation.
Yeah, I searched up what was the toenail avalanche. It's basically an ingrown toenail that he's dealing with right now.
Yes.
And usually that takes a few weeks to heal. So I have no problem sitting OG out these next few games. Especially if you sit him out against Detroit. LV, everyone's waiting for this Detroit decision tonight. Because it's going to determine whether or not I know it's Knicks Pacers, but I think I sent my piece on that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's waiting for the Isaiah Stewart decision, and I watched that game last night.
What do you think? What do you think? How many games does he get, Yuri?
He came off the bench to fight Miles Bridges. Jalen Duren hit a punch, scuffed with Mohamed Bate. I think Duren gets 5 games minimum just because of the scuffle. I think some of the Pistons players are going to get they're going to get a slap on the wrist. I think this drags out. I think Isaiah Stewart gets 15 games.
Yeah. They're gonna.
This hasn't happened in a long time, though, LV.
Yeah. They're gonna slam him, man. I wouldn't be surprised
if he's out the whole season.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that neither.
This hasn't happened in a long time.
I don't think he gets no less than 10 games, no less than 10. But if he gets more than 10 games, if he gets 20,
it's serious,
or 25 games, I would not be surprised. But here's the main reason why he would get that.
Came off the bench,
right? But here's the biggest thing, Yuri. He's a repeat offender, Yuri.
And DeMarcus Cousins, I know he brought that up today.
He's a repeat offender, man. He's been doing this for years. This goes back to 2021 when he got in a fight with LeBron James. So this is a repeat guy. He's been doing stuff like this for the longest. The league, man.
And I feel bad for him because he's actually a good player.
Yeah, he's a solid player, man. But you listen, man. This is not UFC. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful of that, man. Once again, I don't see him getting less than 10 games.
I don't either. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't.
I think they're going to make an example out of him, man.
Just to show the other players, like, yo, you can't do this.
Yeah, I think they're going to make an example out of him. This sounds very similar to like a John Morant thing. They're going to send a message. They're going to make an example out of him. Like John Morant got suspended for the gun situation. Like, you know what I mean? Like for like.
And we also saw how that turned out with John
Morant.
Morant.
That's what I'm saying. And so the league sent the message. That's why they did that to him. So I could see this happening. The same thing with Stewart, man. I could see that happening just because. Remember, guys, listen, is everybody in the chat too? Please chime in. Remember, the league just made a big deal with NBC, man. They got Sunday night basketball now. So now that football's done, the league is going to be on TV heavy. They do not want these guys out there brawling, you know what I mean, on a Sunday night and stuff like that with primetime games. They do not want that, man. That's bad for the league. You got to think this is bigger than just egos and looking out for your teammates. This is money on the table, billions of dollars.
And we all know how the NBA plays with money.
The league does not want a whole bunch of, to them, quote unquote, thugs out there fighting. They don't want to see that at all. So I'm just saying. So once again, this is a very corporate thing, man. That's why, I heard, big shouts to Boogie Cousins and those guys. They do great work over there on their show. I heard Boogie Cousins say they're going to throw the book at him, man, because they're going to want to send a message. This can't happen.
Don't be surprised if he's out for the playoffs as well.
Hey, Yuri, man. Look, man, that looked bad last night. That looked really, really bad.
Forget about the Pacers loss. I was low-key kind of pissed about the Pacers loss. But seeing, I rewatched the fight again. And everyone on the NBA is still talking about it. Yeah, Knicks lost. So what? We're still waiting for the beef stew. Hell, Karan's even waiting on a beef stew situation as well. Because Karan even said it bust. That this could change the league for a very long time. I don't think people realize how bad this is for the league. I even was talking to Pistons fans, LV. They're really scared about what's going to happen to Beef Stew. And some Piston fans are split on it. Some Piston fans are happy that Beef Stew did what he did. Some are like, yo, man, you should have just left him on a bench.
Yeah, man, you can't crash out like that, man. Yuri, man, this is not. You can't do that, man. And then I'm gonna tell you the other thing too that really kind of
Bugged you?
bugged me out. Listen, big shouts to everybody out there, man. We're talking about the kind of got you segue from the game. We're talking about the whole thing that happened last night, the Malice in the Palace 2.0. So
I wouldn't even call it Malice in the Palace. That was not Malice in the Palace.
so Beef Stew basically went out there, ran out there and fought. But then you hear the remarks from the coach, Yuri. Did you hear that?
I heard that. I was like, yo, this man's losing. I don't want to say JB Bickerstaff's losing the locker room.
Yuri, you can't say that, man. Because it's like you're basically saying, yeah, I let them know to go out there and fight just in case. The league don't want that. They don't want you promoting that.
Do you know? And I had Pistons fans even talking to me about this, saying that, man, Bickerstaff should have just kept his damn mouth shut.
He should have said that. Because then he said, well, we didn't instigate the fight. Are you insane? Did you not watch? Your player just mushed this guy in the face. That's why the guy reacted like that. What are you talking about? Then you got your guy running off of the court like he's like some Terminator, running on the court, starting on it. He's throwing punches. He didn't need to do that. What are you talking about? He's got to defend his brother. My man, we're not on the street corner, man. Like, that's
people call the Knicks soft for not fighting. Man, the Knicks are doing the right thing by not fighting.
They're being smart, man. Because let me tell you this. We can talk all this stuff about, being tough and being
soft, whatever,
right? Whatever. We could talk that.
We can have that conversation any day of the week.
Right. Let's have this conversation with these guys who are not making $60 million a year, and now it's hitting their pockets. And now they're missing games and they're not getting game checks. And now they got to pay their rent. And they got to pay this, and they're not getting what Brunson's getting. They're not getting what Towns is getting. They're not getting what Kate Cunningham's getting. They're not getting that. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to really hit guys in their pockets. This changes real quick because life comes at you really fast. And so this is bigger than trying to be loyal to your brothers or whatever, man.
Let's be real. Last year, there could have been a fight in that Knicks and Pistons for playoff series. Let's be freaking real.
Right. But guys are not doing that, man, because they understand it's more at stake. You can't crash out like that, man.
I thought Cal was going to draw a punch at Tobias Harris a few times. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man, yeah, listen, man, it is what it is, man. But I'm just saying, if you give a shove here and there, and you guys are chirping at each other, cool. But you start throwing punches and run off a bench.
That's a different whole story.
That's a different story, man. That's a different monster, man. So, hey, man, look, I think the Pistons are a good team. I think they are, but
they are the number one team in the East.
Right. Losing this guy is going to really, really impact them a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of start losing a lot of games. You know what I mean? He's a big, big piece to what it is that they do.
I get it. They got a lot of depth, but let's be real. Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart and Cade Cunningham make that team.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you going to really trust in Paul Reed come off the bench and produce? No way.
unless he has a breakout postseason all-star game.
There's no way.
But back to the Pacers series game. But I saw a lot of things from this game offensively that impressed me. I was happy to see Cat shoot the three ball a lot more, even though he wasn't making it. He still was shooting it. I'm hoping that gets his confidence back up. JB, I don't think I can say anything bad about JB besides that whole fourth quarter debacle. Mikal Bridges looked really good on the offensive end as well. He felt like he was being more aggressive. He had a few stops against Pascal Siakam. Josh Hart, he damn near averaged a triple-double, for God's sakes. But the main story of this game, LV, to me, was three-point defense. It was really good the last few games. Then they had a hiccup. Like you said, they fell asleep on the wheel. So I'm not concerned about this loss too much, but I'm concerned to the point where, okay, the team knows, they already explained in the press conference, they know what they got to do. They got to try to communicate more of Cat on the floor so Cat doesn't get into foul trouble. And Cat has to control the offensive fouls. That's really killing this team right now. And LV, I ask again. I asked this question to Ann a few times, but I got to ask you, can we win a title with Cat?
I think we can, man. I think
so too.
I think we can. Listen, man. Look, man. You got to listen. Look, man. What was he last year? What was his numbers? 25 and 12 last year.
At least
25.
That was not his usual numbers.
But This guy, 10 years, he's putting up 50, 40, 90. That's his numbers. 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line. That's insane numbers. That's insane numbers. Insane.
He had 2 free throws to tie up the game, literally.
I don't care what you do. And this is where it falls back on Mike Brown's lap. You got to figure out a way to unlock him. If it's an issue with him and Brunson on that first unit, for that second unit, everything should run through him. If you don't want him at the top of the key drawing offensive fouls, put him on the box. Find out plays, run plays for him to get open threes. Make it work.
And this is why I'm excited with the All-Star break coming up. This is why I'm excited with the All-Star break coming up, because it allows Mike Brown to make the adjustments needed. And I think Mike Brown's smart enough to make those adjustments.
He's going to have to. We got an all-NBA guy over there, and you're not using him to the best of his ability. That's just the truth. That's just the truth. We can sit here and try to say tomato, but the reality is this, Yuri. This team got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year without this guy. And Towns was having a monster season.
I know, and that's what kills me.
There were times last year where the team was saying the team looked better with Towns out there than Brunson. That was the argument going on. There was stuff, people were saying stuff like that.
I remember that conversation.
You know what I mean? People were saying Brunson's being a ball hog. Why isn't he passing the Towns? Blah, blah, blah. This is all the stuff that was circulating last year. And now this guy just falls off a cliff. There's no way, man. There's no way. He's too good of a player. He's been doing this for 10 years. I pay attention to what someone has done, the longevity of their career, as opposed to what's happened in a couple of months. Like, I'm not doing that. So my thing is, regardless of his imperfections, this is the team here, Yuri. This is the team. This is the squad. No one's making trades until the summer, whatever. I don't care. But this is the team. So now I put it on the coach's shoulders.
This is what pisses me off, LV.
I put it on the coach's shoulders, Yuri. Figure it out, man.
Figure it out. What pisses me off, LV. They're doing bad in the regular season now. You can't even say they're doing bad. They're third in the East right now. But here's the thing, LV. Why is it that this team in the regular season have bad losses, but when it's playoff time, they look locked in? I don't understand that, and I will never figure it out with this team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because for once, can I get a Knicks season where the team's locked in offensively, where I feel like, okay, if they lose by 5 or 10 points, I can at least understand that they left it out on the floors and not have bad losses. Can I at least get a team that's locked in for the regular season and that can be locked in for the playoffs? That's all I want. And it seems like every time that tries to happen, they can't seem to do it. And that pisses me off so much.
Yeah. But listen, man, look, the reality is that, like, to your point, man, they're still third in the East. I think they're going to go on some runs here because I think they're going to, they're going to have everybody back. I think OG's going to be back after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I don't blame them for sitting OG.
Right. Sit them. You know what I mean? I think everyone will be back. I think Deuce won't be back till later. But I think that, they'll start hitting their rhythm and start picking up some wins here and there, and I think they'll be fine. If Beef Stew is out for, like we said, I wouldn't be surprised.
Whole season.
I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit drops a bit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised they start taking hits.
Everyone's waiting for their breath. Everyone.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
everyone's holding their breath on that choice.
Yeah, man. That's
that was nasty. No matter how you look.
Yeah. That's hey, listen, it's gonna be tough, man. And it's kind of on the league now, man, because this is the talk of the town.
If the league messes this up,
yeah, I don't think they are, Yuri. Because Yuri is too big of a story, man. Everyone's talking about it. Remember, once again, right?
I was talking about it with me.
Right. Here's the thing, Yuri. There's no baseball. There's no football. You are at the center of the universe as far as sports goes right now. So you have nothing to lean on. No one does. So what's going to be the focal point? The NBA right now. So
I already know what kind of punishment Dolan's going to. He's probably going to get 5 games.
I don't know if he gets 5 games, maybe 2 or 3. I know the kid that was rushing at him because he was being super aggressive. He's going to get a little bit more. Bridges is going to get more. But that's what I'm saying. All those guys are going to get maybe, like you said, between 2 to 5 games. Beef Stew's not getting nothing less than 10. So,
he might get the hammer dropped on him.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. Something's telling me that's going to happen.
And if the hammer gets dropped,
it is what it is, man. You got to say
it is what it is. The NBA season has to go on.
Yeah, you got to be smart, man. You got to listen. This is a brand, man. This is a brand. You're not big. Listen, no one's bigger than the league, man. No one's bigger than the league. Ask John Morant. Look what's going on. He was a mega star in this league. Look how
boom.
Boom. He's done. He's no one's big. The league will continue, man. The league will go on. The league will go on without you, man. So
I'm very looking forward to see what the beef stew decision is, rather than the Knicks losing tonight, because that's what's on my mind right now.
they said it's dropping tonight. You're already tomorrow morning.
It's probably going to drop middle of the night, LV. It's probably going to drop probably in the middle of the Philly game as well. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm keeping an eye out on it, though. They're doing some heavy deliberation, though, from what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Have they spoken up on it?
No, I haven't seen anything as of yet. I'm kind of looking around now. I haven't seen anything, Yuri. So to your point, they'll probably drop it probably later. But yeah, man, it's gonna change some things. It's gonna shift.
Yeah, but to end my thought on this, though, right?
Yes.
The Pacers beat us tonight. The Pistons lost to the Wizards. Anyone can be beaten on any given night.
Yeah.
It's up to Mike Brown to figure it out. You know, whatever system Mike Brown's trying to implementing, right? It seems like everyone is on board with it, right? Especially Cat, because it looks like Cat's taking more of a sacrifice now with the rebounding and stuff, and he's letting the game come to him. It's just a damn stupid offensive fouls. He's got to get that under control. I'm not stressing out about this loss.
Nah, me neither. They just got to play better. Guys got to step it up. I honestly think, Gary, if you want to be honest, I think a lot of guys outside of Brunson and Catalyst looking forward to this All-Star break, man. That's been
absolutely. They've been through the gut. They've been playing games since the NBA Cup.
Yeah. So guys are ready to get some R&R.
Mikhail's probably ready to dip his toes in the sand, for God's sakes. All right, LV, I'll see you, man.
All right, man. Take care, Yuri. All right, appreciate you. All right, that's my man Yuri, man, coming through rocking with LV Live. Always great talking to Yuri, man. Once again, the link is in the chat. You see it right there. If anybody wants to hop on, man, and chop it up with LV, man, talk to me about tonight's loss, you are welcome to do so. All right, so lies about what? Please elaborate, Anthony Robertson. Whoa, why is that? Elaborate, please. Look at this Rover. Cat needs to figure out how to stop bricking these. Come on, this Rover, man. Come on, man. What's your... Yo, listen, man. Look, he's on the team, man. This Grover. He's on the team. He's the best player on the team outside of Brunson. Like, come on, man. We got to figure out how to make it work with him. We can't just be destroying it. You know what I mean? Whatever. He missed layups. So did Mikal Bridges, man. Brunson missed a wide open layup one time. Like, come on, breakaway layups. It happens. It's not that big of a deal, man. This guy had a good game tonight, man. He was solid tonight. But if you want to win, you got to go far. You need this guy. You're going to need him, this Grover. He's part of your team, man. You can't just be throwing him out and throwing him underneath the guy like how Mike Brown be throwing him underneath the bus. And you need this guy. Why would you do that? And you need him. Like that's insane. You need this guy. So you got to figure out how to make it work to get him to be his best self so you can win. That's it. That is it. Talent's got limitations. So what? It's your job as a coach to figure out how to make it work around those limitations. That's all I'm saying. We're trying to win games, man. That's it. So the Pacers are tanking on purpose. They're not the same team of bums. Yeah, man. Yo, they had a whole bunch of dudes out there lighting us up tonight, this Grover. A whole bunch of dudes. This Grover says, yeah, I know we need a man, but he needs to hit his shots. Yo, he was hitting his shots, this Grover. Like, come on, man. He was hitting his shots. Ain't no way you didn't notice either. Notice what? That he's missing some shots. This Grover, what was his numbers tonight? What was his number? The cat hate is insane. Yo, he was 8 for 17. Okay, he's 1 for 6 for 3. Okay, he misses them threes. Brunson was 4 for 14. He was 8 for 17, almost shot 50% from the field. Brunson was 15 for 31. He almost shot 50% from the field. I mean, come on, man. He had 14 boards. What he had 22 points. What do you want him to do? Come on, man. Those are great numbers. Tonight he was, man. Overall season, he's been This Grover. I don't know. Listen, Zubac is over there with the Pacers. You want to give him a call or try to switch? He's over there. Okay, give him a call. This Grover. It's well documented, very well documented, how he's making the biggest sacrifice on the team. They want him to do things he's never done his whole career. Never done. So he's a Hall of Fame guy. That's very difficult to do, this Grover, especially with guys like that. So he's had to change a lot about his game. How easily we forget how great of a player he was for us last year. Like how easily we forget. That's the thing with Knicks fans. Like you get so upset. Like this guy came in here yet last year, was awesome for the Knicks. Awesome, had monster games for us. And he's struggling with the new coach and the new system. And you guys are just destroying this guy. I'm not so quick to give up on people like that, especially dudes that help me. I'm loyal, this Grover. I'm a loyal guy, as you can see. I'm very loyal. So, especially what he did for us last year. And anybody in here, my day ones, Vibes, I know you in here, Vibes. Gravity, what up? I know you in here. My day ones, coach is not here. I never wanted Towns here. Never. I would scream from the rooftops how I thought he was soft as tissue paper. No. And last year, he changed my mind. Big time, in a major way, because I never thought he was this good. Offensively, Randall's not even in the same league as this guy. 7 feet doing what he does. But then this year comes, a new coach comes. I see the stuff that's happening. I'm like, what's going on with Towns? Then you're hearing the stuff going on behind the scenes. Now I'm like, okay, now I see what's going on with him. Him and the coach are bumping heads. And so he's struggling. And he's had to make a big sacrifice on his game that all these other guys don't have to do. And so that's tough for players. It is, especially guys that have egos. Major egos, the size of Mount Everest. So it's very, very hard to do. And so you got to give him grace for that, especially after the great season he had for us last year. He's making an adjustment here, man, and it's not easy. Look at this Grover. Look at this Grover going in. LV, man, answer me this question. Would you have this casual attitude if JB's efficiency went down 6 full percent points this season? Yeah, I would. If it was based off of the coach coming in and telling him to change everything that he did last year to make himself successful, that's what's going on here with Towns, this Grover. If you're coming telling Brunson to change everything, then he starts doing, you know what I'm saying? No, Brunson, we want you to play like Steph Curry. Yo, I don't play like Steph Curry. I don't play like Steph Curry. Yeah, but we want you to do that for the sake of the team. That's what's going on here. I don't like you bringing up Zubac because I would be cheering for Cat if he was playing like that last season. Yo, see, I hate bringing up Zubac. You knock it off. Knock it off. You love Zubac. You wish he was here instead of Cat. Stop it. You've been screaming for the Zubac trade for the longest. Don't try to act like now you don't like Zubac. Don't bring up Zubac. You love Zubac. Don't act brand new here. What sacrifice? He's playing a 5. And he's only averaging 1 less touch. I was bringing up Zubac for 2 weeks. Stop, this Grover's on fire right now. On fire in the chat. This Grover. The reality is this, man, because you said the 5 he's playing, right? At the 5, they ask him to do things that he's never really done before, this Grover. Dribble handoffs and stuff like that. He don't do that. He's never really done that. And so they ask him to play certain things in this offense and do certain things that he's not accustomed to. It's very, very easy to see. He's having a hard time adjusting. Even he has mentioned that. Mike Brown has even mentioned that Cat has got to make some sacrifices. He's making the biggest sacrifice out of everybody. Mike Brown's even mentioned that. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's difficult for a guy like him, man. It's not that easy. It is not. It is not. And you see he's having a hard time. But he's rebounding the heck out of the ball. Even, this Grover, even with as bad as he's playing, based on you, he's leading the league in double-doubles. He's leading the league in rebounding. And he made it to the All-Star team. So what are we really complaining about this guy? He's not playing but he's still one of the top players in the league. So come on, man. So come on. You got to cut this guy some slack. He was doing dribble handoffs all the time last season, LV. This Grover, going in. This Grover, it's not just about dribble handoff, sir. It's about the whole offense. Okay? This is a different offense, this Grover. This is not the same as it was last year. It takes time for certain guys to get adjusted. He's having a hard time adjusting to this offense because it doesn't fit what he likes to do and what he's used to doing, this Grover. It is not just about dribble handoffs. I use that as an example. Okay. This girl was on fire. It's not based on me, LV. It's literal stats. The numbers don't lie. His rebounds are fine, but his offensive that took a massive hit. Okay, why is his offense taking a massive hit? That's what I just said, right? Because of the offensive set. It's not something he's used to doing, this Grover. That's why it's a dip. You're basically proving my points for me by mentioning this stuff. This Grover. And when he has the ball in his hand, he does the same she's been doing. Got him. Pump fakes, three. He's missing layups, complaining to the ref. He still made the All-Star team. Still leading the league in double doubles. Still leading the league in rebounding. I mean, this Grover, come on, man. His offensive rates are dropping because he's having obviously a hard time finding his spots in this offense. I mean, this is very easy to understand, this Grover. If you wasn't so clouded with your vision for your love for Kolik and Zubac, we wouldn't even be here having this conversation because I know what you really want. You want to make the trade to get Zubac over here and get Cat out of here. This is what you've been saying before. This is what you wanted. That's why your hate for Cat is through the roof. I know where this is coming from. I know where this is coming from. I know what the agenda is, this Grover. You can fool everybody else. You can't fool LV. You can't. Appreciate everybody coming through rock with me tonight. Just have fun with this Grover, man. This is what we do. This is what we do. All right, let me okay, let's bring up here. Let me bring up some interviews, man. See what everybody's talking about. Big shout out to Yuri, man. He said everyone's taking responsibility, man, for everything. Let me see what everyone's talking about. Said Brunson took responsibility for the cat piece. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here, dude. Ooh, trying to bring this up for you guys. Let me see if I got the interviews here, if everything's locked and loaded and ready to go. All right, cool. Let's hear from the coach. They got a different camera angle this time for him. Let's bring up Mike Brown, man. Let's hear what he has to say about tonight's loss. Sure thing, Unc. No, I'm not. I'm not Unc no more, man. I'm not Unc. Can't call me Unc. I'm not Unc, man. I told you what these young boys said, man. They said I ain't Unc no more, man. They said I'm OG. That's the young boy said, man. They said I'm too old. They said I'm too old to be Unc status, man. That's they told me, this Grover. All right, let me bring up the coach here. Let's see what he has to say regarding tonight. They got a different camera angle this time. All right, let me make sure the volume is right for you guys. Let's listen to the coach and hear what he has to say regarding tonight's loss.
You think that it was just Indiana hitting the shots, or did you see a lack of urgency on defense tonight?
I think it was a combination of both. Again, first of all, you got to give Indiana credit. Um, they played hard. They played hard offensively. They like to play fast. And so one of our big things was, hey, we got to make sure that we limit transition. And our guys did an okay job of that. They got free a couple of times in transition, but to have them score 9 points in transition, that's pretty good. In the front court, they played fast. They got in and out of their pick and rolls, and because they played fast, we weren't able to be as physical with them. And when they were going to set screens, and they're slipping out, so now it causes a little confusion, especially if you're not talking, especially if you're not doing the work early. And they have us on our heels because we're hesitating going to shoot it because we might stay with the ball a little too long. And those types of things. So we just have to get better with our physicality first and our communication second. And if we do, now when we close out, again, we close out two bodies, and it's a physical closeout as opposed to closing out the airspace and letting them shoot.
I mean, you gave pretty much a generic answer, man. I mean, the reality is that we just didn't come to play defensively, and he's right in everything that he's saying. He's not wrong in nothing that he's saying. But if you look at the totality of everything, like really where we're at with everything, we just stunk it up defensively, man. I mean, they were scorching us offensively, right? Scorching us. They shot 40% from three and 52% from the field. I mean, that's the ball game. We couldn't stop a nosebleed tonight. Couldn't stop a nosebleed. And so, a lot of times defense is just effort, man. That's all it really is. It don't really have nothing to do with anything else. It's just effort, and want to. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. All right, let's listen to Josh Hart, the heart and soul of the Knicks. Let's listen to him regarding tonight's loss. I can tell a lot of these guys are looking forward to the All-Star break, man, especially a guy like him. He's probably ready, man. He's probably ready to take this break, man. Let's listen to Josh and hear what he has to say.
Missing start of the game. I thought we started off. The first couple minutes, we started playing well, but then we let them get a little comfortable. And then down the stretch, lack of execution. We got to make sure at the end of the game, fourth quarter overtime is a little bit different. We can't just run fast, but we got to be able to slow it down and execute and call plays, get guys in, good situations and areas to be successful. I feel like that's what we're kind of like.
You see how he's choosing his words carefully, right? He's not saying certain things that could really be pointed back to his homeboy. He's choosing his words very wisely. He said, because towards the end of the game, we got to kind of run some execution, execute and stuff. And I was like, huh? But it was a lack of ball movement. There was no ball movement at all towards the end of the game and in that overtime. No ball movement. And that points directly to his homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. And this is a game that, you're going to have tough nights in this league, man. And this was a tough night. But you could have won this game if you would have just kind of did certain things like ball movement and used everybody in those clutch moments and not just try to be, play hero ball. And I think that played a major part. But Josh was picking his words. At first, he started off good because he talked about how they had a lot of effort, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing the coach did mention, that, Indiana came out. And this is how it is sometimes in this league, man. When you get caught sleepwalking, you could lose, man, to these bum teams. You know what I'm saying? You could lose to Utah in Utah if you don't come out ready to go. I mean, that's just what it is. And the way Charlotte's playing right now, they're not one of the bottom feeders of the league anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're the solid team that you got to be careful with because you'll lose. So when you start giving those teams, a team like that life, and they feel confident they can beat you, you're gonna lose. And I think that's what the Knicks gave to this team tonight. And I thought that when they had an opportunity to really kind of take control of this game, because Indiana was giving them every opportunity to do so, the Knicks just couldn't do it by running silly plays and just not really being smart. And Josh did mention this. He said being fast with it, being fast to the offense, like just taking quick shots and stuff like that. You don't need to do that. So yeah, very, 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 very interesting breakdown from the heart and soul of the Knicks. Okay, so let's go here. Let's listen to the Big Cat, man. Listen to him and hear what he has to say regarding tonight's loss. The Big Cat. Some guy on the trench, man. Got on the trench.
smile, but I didn't want people to think so. It was cool. I mean, it's always, that's what the moments you live for. You know, being NSG, you have the game in your hands, and you're able to do something that give your team a chance to win. And it was really cool. It was a moment that I was definitely hyped for. I got really excited for, and I was ready to go up there and make those shots for our team.
Is your heart beating through your chest in a moment like that? Or,
I was very comfortable.
okay.
I was very comfortable. Smile, but I didn't want people to think so.
Sounds to say he was comfortable making the free throws, man. He looked like it. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this guy is a really, really good offensive player, man. But the offense ain't something we're concerned about. It's the defense and some of the fouls that he makes. But I wasn't really nervous about him not knocking those down. He's a pretty consistent, free throw shooter. So
You think that it was just
okay, let's listen to the captain. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Pacers tonight. Let's listen to him. Wait, give me 1 second here. Wait, let me see.
Indiana hitting their shots, or did you see a lack of urgency on defense tonight?
Okay, let me 1 second here, guys. Let me see something. Make sure I got this pulled up here, right? Okay, all right, here we go. All right, here we go. 1 second. All right, pull up the captain here. He's talking about the game. He's talking about how, the offense wasn't the problem tonight. It wasn't at all. So let's listen to the captain regarding tonight.
Down the stretch there, what happened there in crunch time?
Left a lot of shots short. Got the looks we wanted. Offensively, wasn't the problem tonight. I think, obviously, defensively, they had a rhythm early, and they kept their confidence, kept the rhythm throughout the entire game.
What is it about the Pacers and the Knicks when they play each other? It just can't be a regular game. This felt like a playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what the record is, I mean, they're great. Great coach. They do everything well. They play hard. They play to the last second. So those qualities that they have, enable them to play every single night, regardless of what the record is.
No OG, no Mitch. Just where did you guys need to do defensively with them out that didn't happen?
Just be a little bit more physical. They were in the rhythm. Just pick our intensity on the ball with our physicality and stuff like that. And off ball, I just feel like they're moving really freely tonight. And then, like I said, they were in the rhythm all night.
Down the stretch.
Well said by the captain. I totally agree with him, man. I told you the offense wasn't the problem tonight. They couldn't get no stops, man. They couldn't get no stops at all. And I think that played a major part tonight into the reason why they lost tonight, man. It's a tough loss, man. Tough loss, and it happens. It happens. So, all right, people, so let me get up out of here. It's midnight, man. Listen, tough loss for them boys. Listen, I'll be back tomorrow, man, to talk about the the Philadelphia. I'm thinking about this beef stew stuff. The Philadelphia 76ers game. I will be discussing that, which is, pretty much, I'm just saying we're going to Villanova tomorrow. We're going to Villanova to try to get a win against the Sixers, which has always been a good place for the Knicks, man. So let's try to get a win so we can get our 35th win and go into the All-Star break with a W. All right, so I'll be going live tomorrow, so please come through and check it out. All right, I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. Right. Also, too, it's your first time coming through rocking with me. Please subscribe to the channel. And also, too, when you do subscribe, right, hit that bell icon, right, to get all notifications on all my shows. Also, too, when you leave comments, I do respond to comments, man. So I appreciate you guys doing so with all my videos. All right. So listen, I'll be going live tomorrow after the Villanova 76ers game. So please come through and check it out. All right, listen, I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.